Good morning. How are you all doing today? I tell you, you guys are a bunch of great souls out there. I love these comments. It really empowers me more to do these videos, and I really appreciate it. So, I can't hardly get just one topic on a video because I'm one of those guys that just lets it flow and comes out, and wherever we need to go, we go. So I hope that's okay with you. Um, this guy was asking me about fasting this morning. And I think that's a good idea to understand fasting because that's really the top of the mountain in detoxification. If you look back in the dawn of time, fasting has always been used. In Christianity, you got it down that line, and Jesus, Moses, all these people. You've got it down in Buddhism. You've got it down, Siddhartha and all those guys. You got it down the Islamic religions. You've got it everywhere. Fasting has always been the universal way. Animals still do it today. When they're sick, they don't get up and run off, and they don't move. And I think it's important to understand why that is, and why rest is very important in health. When you look at the adrenal glands, and you understand that they're dealing with this autonomic nervous system that invades your body, and it makes you able to walk and run and move your bowels and breathe and heart pump, you start to realize how important that is and how important it is to have healthy adrenals. So when you really want to have more activity, you understand that takes energy. So the body has to redirect its energy from digestion, from elimination, from all these other parts. The body has to grab its energy, especially if you're running hard or whatever you're doing. So in the adrenal glands, though, you'll see the increase of norepinephrine and epinephrine. I think I talked about this before, but forgive me if I have. But that increases, that dilates the vascular system, bronchioles. It gives you more oxygen, more blood flow, increases the thyroid and heart rate. So you really start seeing that activity and the energy move to activity and muscles. But it shuts down acetylcholine and dopamine, which means it shuts down kidney function and bowel function because the redirection of energies to muscles and blood flow and oxygenation. So when you're at rest, the opposite happens. The norepinephrine, epinephrine go down, the dopamines and acetylcholines go up. That increases kidney elimination and bowel elimination. That's why under stress, you're pumping that epinephrine or norepinephrine, but you're losing the bowel performance and the kidney performance. So fasting is a time to shift that and to allow the relaxation and the improved elimination. Fasting is always a water experience, and natural hygienic people really had some nice fasting clinics, and you went in and you used your tongue because you notice how your tongue turns white or brown, some real red, meaning a lot of inflammation in the gut. And so we used to fast people until their tongue turned pink again, and that was one of the indicators. Well, I generally don't fast people on water anymore because of the nature of their lymph systems and what I'm facing here. Most of our clients come here with cancer or some serious degenerative condition that we need that chemistry in those fruits. From that, and we've talked about this before in these videos, that down from that's a fruit fast. So if I'm just eating a sad American diet, I don't want to jump into fasting. And that's what one of this question is. You work your way down toward that world or up to that world, and you do that by eliminating everything but fruits and vegetables, and then you eliminate the vegetables, and then you spend a few days on fruit, and then you go into water fasting or whatever. I think mono fruit fasting is as high as you really need to go. That's why we're grape freaks here. We had a famous model do 43 days grapes and lemons combination and no more lung or bone cancer left. And so we have her testimony there. And so these are all observed cases by the medical profession. So pretty cool stuff. Grapes and the Stanley Burroughs Master Cleanser, those are the two popular ones I use here. I love grapes. You always play with that. I used to play with how long can I go. Sometimes I could only go 3 or 5 days. Other times I could go 40. It's just what you're going through emotionally and everything else and how much self-discipline you have there. But when you go on these longer grape fasts or longer monofruit fasts, you want to break it with adding more fruit for a day or two and then add a salad for a day or two, and then you could go down a little further. You would never want to break it with too much cooked food or anything like that. I remember Bernard McFadden broke it with boiled potatoes, and I think, wasn't that his last fast? I think it killed the guy. But you know what? You want to build up to one and build down to one if it's a long-term fast. If you're already a raw foodist, you're right there almost anyway. Just stop the salads for a couple days, go all fruit, and then just boom on a long grape fast, and then break it with maybe a bunch of fruit, and then a couple days later add some vegetables back in there. Goes to show you, though, why vegetable fasting will plateau you and you won't go very far. Vegetable fasting has really never been. Fasting and vegetables are not synonymous, in my opinion. You can see the difference between people that do that kind of things and those that don't. Big difference. You must dig much deeper into the human body on fruit. And astringents and the magnetics and there's all the reasons why is in chemistry and magnetics there. So that's important that you break these fasts a little bit and relax with that. It doesn't matter how often you fast. Everything you do is another step forward. So don't beat yourself up. You just keep going. Have fun with it. Make it a fun thing. Some of you I know are pretty sick. But you just keep it and you keep going with it and you just wear the robe. Wear the robe. Wear it. Ride it. Take it on. Don't fight it. Just enjoy it. Change this and enjoy the ride. And it's a lot of fun there. I really appreciate these. The next thing is about enemas. You know, too many enemas, too many colonics, innervation. Now, I do like this lady, the colon therapist, and yeah, I really appreciate colon therapists. Every ER, and I spent years in emergency rooms, every ER should have a colon therapist. First thing you get's bottoms up. I mean, really is important. But in colon therapy, we can only get to the colon. One lady claims if she drained that water a little slowly, it could open up the ileocecal valve and create some drainage. Remember, that's liquid stool when you're up in that area. However, there is nothing like great colon herbs. Look at our stomach and bowel formulas. They're not laxatives. I mean, so many herb companies put out laxatives, and I'm thinking laxatives, that's what you don't use. It irritates the bowel wall. And you're trying to purge, just like Gerson's coffee enemas, too stressful on the muscles and the nerves. So what happens is you end up not being able to move when you use coffee enemas. And you don't need to purge and rip the body apart. This is a fluid. The lymph fluid is 3/4 of the interstitial fluids around cells. And that just needs to become cationic. Remember our discussion in cationic is a base or alkaline experience. And it's a rehydration and a thinning of the fluid so it moves better. And so acids create that anionic solidified fluids that dry you up. Some lady had a question about dry eyes. You can imagine she's not moving her lymph system in her head. She could get glaucoma, cataracts. And so I'm going to talk about your case, sweetheart, in a minute, about your eyes here. I burnt my eyes in nuclear medicine. I was in nuclear medicine, cardiopulmonary, ER, and so there's a lot of radiation going on there.